Good morning. This is a presentation of the work Website for Online or Blending Teaching of Genetics for Development of Knowledge and Skill in Biology Students by Claudia Marisa Calderón Torres, Miguel Murguía Romero, Tania Garrido Garduño, Lourdes Gabriela Soy Rayi, Alina Uribe García, Daniela Miranda Pérez Calderón, and Alexis Javier Ávila Lavara, all of them from Universidad Nacional Autónoma de México. Genetics is a relative new domain and it's a keystone of biology. Why? Because genetics is the science that studies the transmission and variation of the hereditary information of organisms stored in DNA molecule. Currently, genetics encompasses a strategic set of knowledge and skill that biology professionals must have. In such a way, those who don't have this knowledge, techniques, or even theories run the risk of not entering or get a job position. So it is increasingly important for students to have a firm grasp on the content. However, there are a series of factors that reduce the learning of genetics, and of course, the number of failing genetic exams increase. Let's see the factors. Main problems in learning teaching of science courses are the next. First, abstract nature of scientific concepts. For example, DNA replication is a complex process to understand at the first time. We don't know exactly what the students might imagine, and we would like them to have the imagination of an abstract painter. For this reason, to the student is given representative diagrams to help them to understand the process. This is the DNA replication in bacteria. Second, complexity of language. There are different and new terms and words that the students have to review, investigate, discuss to understand genetic topics. Here we can see again specific words like polymerase, primase, helicase, RNA primer. Third, we prove or acquire misconceptions. For example, during the COVID pandemic, many people don't want to be vaccinated with the RNA vaccine because they believe that the RNA messenger will enter to the nucleus and we will be left with that genetic information, and it is false. Fourth, mathematical content. The students don't like the Harding-Weinberg equation simply because it's a mathematical equation, even if they know that it is valuable for understanding population genetics. Another important aspect is the source of information. Again, during the COVID pandemic, we told to the students to search and complement their online classes with searches of genetic information on the internet. However, we don't know if there are geneticists or genetic teachers who review the information on the internet web page. Therefore, we are not sure if the material is appropriate for the level of study required in the undergraduate genetic class, and if there is an understanding of the material available on the internet. But there is little research on the tests that appear on web page. For example, in this research, 1279 tests were reviewed and only a small fraction was focused on people with a university level of education. This fact warns us because we don't know if the information in the internet are suitable for our students. Because of this situation, our research team decided to create a web page we reserve for genetics students and teachers. The website has a simulator of Hardy-Weinberg equation with infographics and detailed information on its use. The diagram here shows the alleles for the color of a flower, but it can apply with the Hardy-Weinberg to different flowers population. Also, in this web page, there are documents, especially educational tests that we wrote, review, discuss, and edit for the learning of the students. On our genetics web page, the tests on specific topics were prepared by genetic teachers and have the basic definitions and concepts with update examples and learning activities to reinforce student learning. To evaluate the educational test, we gave to 135 students a DNA recombination test, and after reading, we gave a quiz of 10 questions. On the contrary, to 119 students, we only gave the quiz. We found that the students who have access to reading the educational test have the highest percentage of correct answer in the test. These are the group that receive educational test, and this is the group that doesn't receive the educational test. Here there is a significant difference between the two groups. This means that the educational test that we wrote, review, discuss, and edit for learning and comprehension of the genetic students gave positive results. Now we are continue analyzing the results of a second evaluation in the same semester with the same students but with another educational test. Thanks to members of our research team, especially thanks to Dr. Miguel Murguía Romero because he helped us to build in the simulator of Hardy-Weinberg equations, to Dr. Alina Uribe Garcia and Dr. Tania Garrido Garduño for help us all the time with the tests, for applying the quiz, and for improve our project. To undergraduate thesis students, Daniela Miranda Perez and Javier Avila Lavara for their enthusiastic participation in this project. All of them, thank you. Also we thank to the genetics teachers for letting us to apply the quiz in the Facultad de Estudios Superiores Iztacala, UNAM, during the last semester. And finally, we thank you, Dirección General de Estudios del Personal Académico, for the grant to this project. And all of you, thank you.